Hi everybody, welcome to Meditate with Marie. It's a colourful life. For the last time, I am hosting a live video on social media that will hopefully end up on my YouTube channel called It's a Colourful Life, where we've been talking all things colour. We're using it as a tool to enhance our health and our well-being. And colour therapy is a much more in-depth, sometimes complicated, holistic, complementary therapy than what I've gone into in these series of videos. I've tried to keep it quite simple and quite practical because there are healing techniques that you can go to a qualified practitioner for that are way more in depth, but there are many ways in which you can use colour in your everyday life, in your everyday surroundings, and it has a positive impact on your health and your well-being. So if you're joining me live either on Facebook or Instagram, thank you for being here. You are very welcome. If you're joining me at a later date, whether it's on the social media or on the YouTube, you are also welcome. Thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing this colourful energy with me. And if you find anything in these videos at all valuable, feel free to comment, feel free to share them, feel free to tag your friends in. Let's see if we can spread the well-being love among our lovely well-being community. Okay, so how are we going to round it up with one final video? Well, you may well have noticed that I'm in one of my bedrooms by my wardrobe with a collection of colourful clothing laid out behind me. We are going to dive into colour seasons and what they mean for your wardrobe and for your appearance. Okay, so what is a colour season? What is that? It is a collection of colours or a colour palette, so to speak, that will suit you better than any other colours. And the way they work is with your natural complexion, your natural colouring. So we'll all have a season, whether it's spring, summer, winter or autumn, that is determined by our natural colouring, and that will influence the colours that suit us better. Now, when I say suit us better, I mean when we wear them, they just make us look healthier, younger, much more vibrant. If we wear colours that don't particularly suit our natural colour season, they can make us look drained, tired, unhealthier and generally older. So I hope to shine a little bit of light on this. I'm going to keep it basic, I'm going to keep it simple. Feel free to go off and do your own research, get on the Google and see what you can explore on this subject on a deeper level. So let me explain how it works, and I'll give you an example of a colour season using myself. I already know that my colour season is summer. I'll explain that to you in a moment. So it works on, first of all, the undertone of your skin, and that's either generally cool or it's going to be warm. And there's different ways, different little tests that you can do to determine this. I would advise you to do as many as you can. Do as many different tests as you can and see what results you get. I know for me, it's a straightforward, plain and simple. I have a cool undertone. So one of the ways you can do this is by taking a look at your veins. So your skin itself will have its own overtone, but your undertone, you'll see it in your veins. Now, if you're really pale like me, I mean, I'm practically see-through in places, I can see my veins very clearly. And we want to get a look at them in our natural colouring, so without any kind of fake tan, without any I guess sunbed induced tan or natural tanning, and we want to look at it in natural daylight, so no artificial lights. We want to be in natural daylight but not in direct sunlight. I know that sounds a little bit complicated, but generally daytime in a light like this. I've got the sun beaming in through the window behind these cameras, so I'm just in the shade a little bit, but I've got enough light to get a look at my veins and I can see my undertone. Now, if your veins look more blue, that indicates a cool undertone. If they look more green, that indicates a warm undertone. So you make a little mental note of that. Sometimes it's hard to tell, which is when the other tests can work well alongside these and with these. Another good way is using silver and gold. Now you can either lay silver and gold jewelry on your skin and just get a little look to see which works best. But one of the best ways to tell is by getting a sheet of gold paper or card and a sheet of silver paper or card, and then putting your hands on them, and you can swap them over and get a good look at them, again in natural daylight but not direct sunlight. Okay, now your hand laying on top of one of them, either silver or gold, it's going to look smoother and more even in complexion, and then the other one is going to make your skin look more blotchy and just not very nice at all. So you generally get a look at which one looks the best. Come up, Bramble. See if Bramble's going to join us. So I know that when my hand is on silver paper or card, the skin looks smoother, more vibrant, more healthy. When I put my hand on gold, it looks blotchy, it looks speckly and really bizarre. It's quite a funny thing, actually. So again, that's one of the tests you can do. There's other little things you can do with makeup, or again, just draping jewelry over your skin and just seeing, does your skin look healthier or unhealthier with a warm or a cool undertone? So the gold is warm, the silver is cool. So again, just make that little note. On every single test I've tried, I always hit the cool marker. I've definitely got a cool undertone. So noting whether it's cool or warm is where you start, and then you get a look at your natural colouring, which essentially can be categorised into light and dark. So as you can see, I've got green eyes, they're light. I've always been blonde right from childhood. I know I jazz it up with highlights these days, but my hair is generally pretty fair in colour. Even like the little hairs on my arms, not that there's many, it's fair. You know, I'm blonde, I'm light, I have light eyes. So this determines whether you are spring, autumn, winter, summer. So the darker ones, that's dark eyes, darker hair, that's going to give you an indication of whether you're light or dark. So again, a lot of people dye the hair. You've got to go back to your natural colouring, what it was before you dyed your hair, or even before you went silver or grey. So kind of back to your youthful, more childhood colours. That is your natural colouring, okay? So I'm going to have to refer to my notes here, because there's a lot of information. So I know that personally I'm a summer because I have a cool undertone and I have a light natural hair and colour complexions. So for summer, you might see the palette of clothing behind me. We suit a kind of very soft pastel-y kind of colour palette, and you got to think of like strawberries and cream, toffee and cream. So kind of soft neutrals, cream rather than white. We look great in pastels, so yellows, pinks, pistachio, light blue, these kind of soft pastel-y colours. Let me check my notes here. Yep, dove grey. I don't really resonate with grey, so I don't wear it, but I definitely love lemons, pinks. I'm in a slightly stronger shade of pink today, because then we can go between light and dark, softer, stronger, brighter. That's a whole other thing. But generally, these nice kind of light but cool and creamy colours, they go well with colour season of summer. Apparently, we're supposed to avoid black and orange. So I do occasionally wear a black top or a black jumper, more often at work, just because that's a practical thing. Most of my work clothes kind of steal those colours. But that can make us look drained. It can make us look more tired, older, drained. When we choose our natural colour palette, we're going to look more youthful, more vibrant, more healthy. Let me help you determine your colour seasons. So if you are listening, once you've got your undertone in place, let me see. a cool undertone with dark colouring. So that's your bluey veins, your undertone that suits the silver better. But if you've got darker eyes, like brown eyes, darker hair, that indicates that your season is winter. So you've still got that coolness, but we go with the darkness rather than the light now. So winter, you want to be wearing crisp and cool colours with a light and dark contrast. Now think winter, literally think of those seasons where you've got the dark and the light contrast of bare trees, shadows, but a bright light coming through. You really suit black, white, navy, shocking pink. Anything really, really light and cool and icy. So a very cool, light, icy blue, a very light, cool, icy green, all of those sorts of things. Now, whereas a summer season person, we suit jewelry in like pearl, silver, pewter, that sort of thing. If you're winter, you can be wearing things like diamonds, platinum, sapphire and onyx, if I've pronounced that right. I hope I have. So I hope that helps. That's winter. Let's give a brief overview of spring and autumn. Autumn's going to be pretty obvious. So spring and autumn have warm undertones. You're the ones with the little green veins underneath the warmer undertone. But if you're light in colouring with a warm undertone, so you've got the light eyes like me, could be blue, could be green, just light with light fair hair. You're looking at warm colours. Your season will be spring, so just warm honey gold, camel, yellow, brown. You also look good in turquoise, apricot and coral. See, I'm referring to my notes because this would be a lot of information to remember. It's recommended that you wear gold and bronze and avoid black and white. So again, those kind of warm but spring, literally think the colours of spring kind of undertones. Oh, going back to your winter season, you guys look great in black and white, but avoid your beige, your brown and your neutrals. They're more autumnal colours, avoid those. Okay, so that's your spring. Let me see. Last one, autumn. Quite obvious. So you're going to have a warm undertone, again, green veins, but your colouring is going to be darker. So you might have a warm undertone with darker eyes. You might have brown eyes, darker hair, brunette hair. It doesn't have to be black hair, kind of brunette or even coppery, darky coloured hair. You suit all of those autumnal colours. So just think lovely russet, gold, burnt orange, beige, brown, dark brown, red, hunter green, whatever hunter green is. I'm guessing it's more of a deeper green than a pastel green. Definitely not a pistachio. Accessories would be gold. Of course, autumn people are going to look great in gold. You're going to look great in citrine, emerald, ruby, garnet, those sorts of things. And it says on my notes, the colours for you to avoid would be shades of blue, those cooler colours, particularly navy and slate. So that kind of dark grey, slatey colour. So there we go. That's a lot of information. Apologies if you've kind of gone, what? That's too much. Which am I? What do I do? Don't panic about the details. Just let this video inspire you to go and investigate for yourself. So these are the 4 basic colour seasons and the colour palettes that are going to suit your complexion, your natural colouring, and make you look more healthy and vibrant. So you can just tune into that colour therapy, colour analysis aspect to just work with it to enhance it. When we wear the colours that suit us, we can also feel healthier as well. You know, it's not just other people that are going to see us. We're going to see ourselves in the mirror. We're going to see these colours as we move around during our day. It's going to make us feel uplifted. It's going to bring a more positive energy and just a lovely, I feel healthy and vibrant kind of energy to your well-being. So I invite you to just take that information with you. It can get more complicated with different hues, like I think there's about 12 different colour seasons in total if you want to get more complicated than the 4 basic ones. You might find yourself a cool spring or a soft spring or a dark winter, and there's different combinations of all these things. But I would just like to recommend that if you want to get into it, go online, have a search, have a look at the different colour analysis techniques and tests that you can take, and just have a look at the different shades and colour palettes online that are available for your season. I promise you, by doing so, you will make yourself happier, you will make yourself healthier, and you will live a more vibrant, uplifted way of life and improve your well-being. Shelley, thank you for joining me on Instagram. It's a pleasure that you're here on my last It's a Colourful Life video. Shelley says she's wearing her yellow jumper today. I love that, wife. Fantastic. You know I love yellow. I've got a great yellow dress that I wore to Beamish with Shelley once. We had a great time. So these behind me are generally my colours. They might not necessarily be yours, but if you find yourself a summer colour season, rock that vibe, baby, rock that vibe. I'm going to love and leave you. I've got a pizza to eat that's going cold and probably a cup of tea to drink, put my feet up the wall kind of thing. So sending you so much love, and again, thank you for sharing your time and your energy. Thank you for being here and just sharing this It's a Colourful Life series of videos with me. It's been great fun to do. I'm sure I'll come back soon with something else, but until then, from my heart to yours, and Bramble, who's in the room but out of sight, we send you so much love. Have a wonderful day.